Hi everyone, it is Alex with Holistic Movement Pilates. Today I have a reformer class for you that's going to be focused on lower body. We're going to use a box for props, so go ahead, grab a box. You can just set it off to the side to begin. We are going to start with feet and straps today for our warm up. Foot bars are going to be all the way down. I'm going to go 2 heavy springs. Now on my balanced body reformer, I do have 2 rows that I can hook my springs onto. First row would be the lighter setting. Second row, if I hook them on, would be a little heavier. I'm going to hook to the second row today just to make it a little heavier for my legs. If you don't have the second row, but you want to go heavier with your straps, with your springs, you can go 2 heavies and a light setting. So if you want to go heavier, feel free. Otherwise, you can just do 2 heavy springs. We're going to lie ourselves down. Again, foot bars are going to start down. Headrest can be up or down. That is up to you. And then once we get down, I'm going to reach back, grab my straps into my hands, and then long loops are going to go right onto our feet. Now, once I get my straps on my feet, my legs are going to go up just as high as I can hold my neutral spine. The feet are zipped together, they're parallel. On an exhale, we're going to lower our legs straight down towards our springs, and then we're inhaling to hinge, come back up. Now, when we lower the legs down, we don't want to go so far down where we start to lift our rib cage, lift our bra line off the carriage, where we're overextending in that thoracic spine. Think the bra line stays heavy when the legs go down, and then the sacrum stays heavy when the legs go up. Again, it's an exhale to pull the legs down. We're engaging our core, and then we're inhaling to hinge back up. Exhale to pull, inhale, hinging back up. Again, my bra line stays heavy when I go down, sacrum heavy when the legs go up. All right, let's go for 2 more. And then last one, exhale, pull, and then inhale, hinge. Now, once you come back up, you can go ahead, pause at the top. We're gonna go into our Pilates V. So heels are together, toes are turned apart, legs go down to a little lower than a 45-degree angle, and then we're gonna go into frog. So let's inhale, bend our knees in for our frogs, and then we'll exhale to push the legs back out. Inhale, bend, and exhaling again as we stretch our legs back out, keeping the heels together, toes turned apart the entire time. And then as always, we are holding our neutral spine. Inhale, bend, and again, exhale as we push away. Okay, let's do 3. And then on this last one, we'll hold our legs out away from us. We're staying in that external rotation, staying in the same plane. We're going to inhale, open our legs out to the sides of the room. And then on our exhale, we're going to bring our heels back together. So again, I'm going to inhale, open my legs out to the sides, and then staying in the same plane and bringing my heels right back together. Inhale, open, and exhaling as we close as wide as you can go with those legs, so we can open up our inner thighs, stretch them, but then really working those inner thighs when we pull our heels back together. Inhale, open, exhale as we bring those heels right back together. Let's do 3. And then last one. Okay, now once we come back together, we're going to pause. Heels are still together, toes are still turned apart. We're going to combine those with our frogs to make our Peter Pans. Starting with the left knee bending, the right leg is going to open out to the side of the room, and then we're going to press into both feet to go back center. Then we're going to open the left, bend the right, and then we're going to exhale to press back center. We inhale to open, and then we exhale to press. Now, as our left leg opens, we want to try to keep our right hip heavy, and then as our right leg opens, we want to keep that left hip heavy. So if you do feel your hip, your pelvis lifting off of the carriage slightly, I would go a little higher up to the ceiling rather than lower to the floor with the leg that opens out to the side for those Peter Pans. Again, we want to focus on that pelvis staying nice and stable. Let's do 3 more. It's an inhale out, and an exhale back. I'm gonna do one more with my right leg opening, one more with my left leg opening. Now when I finish that one on the left, I'm gonna pause, bring my feet parallel with each other. Legs are gonna go a little further down towards my springs. Bra line stays heavy. We open our legs wide out to the sides to circle them around and back up. I exhale to lower. I'm inhaling to circle my legs around and back up for those leg circles. Exhale to lower, inhaling as we circle around and back up. Let's do 2 and last one. Now once we come back up, we're gonna pause and then reverse. So we open our legs wide, press them down and around, zip them together, and then we hinge at the hips, come back up. So we open wide, press down around, we zip the legs together, and then again we're hinging at the hips to come all the way back up. We want to feel those inner thighs working again. And I always like nice big circles so we can open up our hips here. Okay, I'm going to do 3 more in this direction. And then last one. Okay, now once I come back up, I'm gonna pause at the top, take the straps off of my feet, and then we're gonna go ahead and hang our straps back up onto the pegs. Now, once we hang our straps up, we're gonna sit ourselves off to the sides of our reformers. I'm gonna go 1 heavy, 1 medium spring on my reformer, and I'm gonna stay on the first row for this. So 1 heavy, 1 medium. Foot bars are gonna stay where they're at. And then we're gonna go ahead and just put our box, so our foot bars are gonna stay down. Our box is gonna go on the floor right underneath our foot bar, right against the frame of our reformer. So just like mine, up against the frame, underneath your foot bars. Now, we're gonna do, again, legs. If you would like to incorporate weights with this series so you can get a little upper body work as well, I will leave that up to you. I've done a series just like this with some weights in your hands. If you wanna do it with no weights like myself, you can do it with no weights, but if you wanna add in a little more work and grab some weights, you can go ahead and grab some weights. I would go like medium to heavy weights for this, so anywhere from like 5s to 10s, not super heavy. And then again, 1 heavy, 1 medium spring. So I'm gonna stand on the wooden platform first. I'm gonna face my foot bar, and then I'm gonna take my left foot just right onto the box. My heel is just gonna be right on the edge of my carriage, and then my right toes, balls of my feet are gonna go on the edge of the carriage so I can push the carriage out with my right leg. Now again, if you have weights and you want to incorporate any arm movements here, you can do like some flies, you can do some chest press, up to you. I'm just going to have my hands at my hips, or if you can take them out in front of you, you can take them out in front of you. If you need to hold on to something for balance, grab onto something for balance. Okay, from here, our right leg is slightly bent. It's gonna stay slightly bent the entire time. I'm gonna bend my left knee and just sink down into a lunge. I'm trying to push my carriage out, and then I'm gonna stand back up. Now, I am heavy today. If you need to go lighter, I would go a heavy and a light spring. I'm gonna bend my left knee to push the carriage out, and then I'm gonna stand back up onto my left leg. Bend my left knee to push away, and then pushing into my left foot to come back up. Again, if you need to make this lighter, I did make it kind of heavy for myself today. You can do a heavy and a light spring. If you need to make it even lighter than that, you can do 1 heavy spring. Again, I'm on a heavy and a medium today. I want a little more work for my legs and my booty. Exhale, bend to push the carriage out, inhale back. So again, the right leg just stays in the same spot the entire time. Bend the left knee. When we bend, we should hinge forward with our hips. Bend, hinge forward, and then back up. Let's go ahead and do 4, 3, 2, and then last one, add an in, and then back. Now we're gonna push out one more time, and we have to hold ourselves out there. So bend your left knee, hinge forward, stay. Now keep your left leg, but bend your right knee and then push the right leg out. Bend and press. Keep that left knee bent, keep that hinge forward. Abs are in. We bend and extend our right leg. Squeeze your booty when you push that carriage away. Out in 6. 2 and 1. Okay, we can come all the way back in. We're gonna keep our left foot where it's at, right foot where it's at, and now we're gonna rotate to the right side of the room. Now, my right foot is right on the edge of the carriage. If you wanna make this a little easier for yourselves, you can always have your right foot a little further away from the edge, and then right knee is still slightly bent. We're still doing a little hinge forward when we push out. I'm gonna go ahead and push the carriage out with my left leg, hinge forward, and I'm gonna stand back up. Push out with my left leg, hinge forward, and then stand back up. I'm sinking deeper into my right leg when I push out, and then I'm extending my right leg slightly when I come back in. Exhale, push, inhale back, press, and back. Now make sure when we hinge forward, our torso isn't rotating to the right side here. Our torso is almost parallel to the floor. Shoulders are even. No rotation in that spine. We just go forward and then we stand back up. Okay, we're gonna go for 4 more here. 2 and 1. Out and in. Okay, now once we come back in, we're gonna try to push out with both legs. So I'm gonna push the carriage out with both legs, no hinge this time, and then I'm gonna come back in. Now when I push out with both legs, I'm trying to straighten my right leg, and then when I come back in, I am finding that like micro bend to my knee. So push to straight legs, and then resist to come back in. Abduction, exhale out, inhale, resist back in. Again, we're just staying nice and tall. No hinge forward with our spine this time. Outsides of the legs, outsides of the glutes. Again, if you need this lighter, your right foot can go further away from your body. Exhale away and inhale back. Hopefully those boxes are staying too. Mine just moved a little bit here. Let's do 4. Okay, 2 more. And last one. Out and in. Okay, now once we come back in, I'm going to step my right foot on the wooden platform, rotate towards the foot bar, both feet are on the wooden platform, and then I'm going to go ahead, step my right foot onto the box, and I'm going to step my left toes, balls of my feet, right onto the edge of my carriage. Okay, again, left knee is slightly bent. I'm going to bend my right knee, hinge forward with my chest, and I'm going to push into my right foot to come back up, sinking into that lunge. Again, if you need to hold on to something for some balance, you can always grab a dowel or a chair to hold on to, or if you're like me and you have a wall out in front of you, you can hold in front of that wall. I'm going to take my hands out in front of me this time. They're getting a little tiresome on my hips. Bend and push. Sinking into those lunges as low as you can go, as far as you can push those carriages out, and then pushing into your right foot to stand back up. And this is not my dominant side here, so I always struggle with the right. Woo. Okay, let's do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Once we stand up, we're going to pause. The next time we push out, we have to hold our carriages out, and then we bend and extend the left leg. So ready? Bend the right knee, sink into that lunge, bend the left, push, bend, push. Hands wherever they feel comfortable. Abs are in. Keep that little hinge forward. of our spine. Bend, squeeze your booty as you push out with that left leg. Inhale in, exhale away. 6 more. Feel my right leg. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, and in. Okay. Rotate to the left side. Again, we're gonna have our left knee slightly bent when we start, and then we're pushing out and in with our right leg first. When we push out, we hinge forward with our chest. We come back in, hinge forward, and in. Now every time I go in for that little side lunge, I am bending into my left knee a little more. Exhale away, inhale back. Ooh, those abductors are working here. Exhale out, inhale back. Okay, let's go for 5, 4, 2 more, and 1. Okay, once we come back in, pause in. Now, we're trying to get to straight legs with both when we push carriages out. We're keeping our spine upright. So I'm gonna exhale, push out with both legs, resist back in. Oh my goodness, I gotta take my left foot out further. Push with both legs and in. Again, if you go a little further out with that left foot on the carriage, it does make it a little easier. And I am wimping out and making it a little easier on myself. Exhale out. Resisting those springs as we come back in. Try to keep your chest up. Okay, let's do 4 more. Two and 1. Okay, once we come back in, we're gonna pause in. I'm just gonna step my left foot on the wooden platform, and then I'm gonna step off of my reformer. We're gonna take our boxes now, and the long box is gonna go on our reformer, and our foot bars can go up. So long box is gonna go on, and then it's just gonna be right up against the shoulder blocks. Now, when you take your long box on, I'm gonna slide mine a little further to, so if I'm lying down on my reformer, the left side. So when I stand to the right side of my reformer, I have more space on the carriage here for my foot to go down. So again, I'm gonna slide it just a little more to the left. So my box is like almost on the edge of the left side here. Now we're gonna go to 1 heavy, 1 light spring. If it's too heavy for you, go to a heavy spring. I'm gonna walk around to the right side, and then when I get here, I'm gonna step my right foot right onto the exposed part of my carriage. I have, I don't know, like 2-3 inches away from my toes to the edge of the carriage. I'd say that would be about good for everyone. And then my left foot is on the floor. Hands are gonna go into the foot bar. When I take my hands onto the foot bar, I'm just hinging slightly forward. Now the work we're gonna try to get in the right leg and not the left. The left leg will do a little bit of the work when we first come up. So I'm gonna press into my right foot, and I'm just gonna lift my left leg behind me. My shoulders and my hips are parallel to the floor. And then from here, I'm gonna bend my right knee, and I'm barely gonna tap my toes onto the floor. And then I'm gonna push into my right leg to lift my left leg back up. So I bend my right knee to tap my left toes down. It goes slightly across the body. I push into my right foot to come back up. Bend the knee and then push to lift. My left hand is center of the foot bar. My right hand is off to the right side. I bend and then I'm pushing into my right foot again to come back up. Inhale down and exhale up. Again, I'm barely tapping my toes on the floor, pushing into my right leg to come up. Let's do 4. You should feel your obliques helping for this exercise. 3, 2, and 1. Now the next time we lift up, we're gonna hold our left leg behind us. Shoulders, hips stay parallel to the floor. You're gonna push into your hands. On an exhale, we're gonna push the carriage out with our right leg, and then we're gonna resist to come back in. Now when we push out with the right, the heel needs to stay down. So the heel does not lift up. I'm going out like 2 feet and then in 2 feet. And I'm feeling my obliques, again, working. That right leg working to push, resist, exhale out, inhale back, push and resist. Exhale, inhale. My arms don't move, my spine doesn't move. It's just that right leg out and in. Left leg stays behind me. I'm gonna do 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now when I come in, I'm gonna pause. We're gonna do a little combo. So bend your right knee, tap your left toes down, extend the leg, push the carriage out, come in. Bend the knee, tap those left toes, lift up, push out, in. Keep going. So we can inhale down, exhale up, push, resist. Down, up, push, resist. I'm feeling that right leg. I'm feeling my right obliques for this series. Ooh, looks are definitely deceiving for this one. Okay, let's do 3, 2, and last one. Whew, okay, come on in, and we're gonna step off of our box. Looks definitely deceiving for that one. Okay, now I was originally gonna go heavier for this next exercise. I think I'm gonna go a little lighter. I'm gonna do 1 medium spring. I'm taking off my heavy and my light. If you wanna go heavier, go 1 medium and 1 light spring. Now, our boxes are just gonna stay how we had them. We're gonna stand onto the carriage again, but we're facing the straps this time. And then we're gonna grab the strap now, and it's gonna go onto the arch of our left foot. Now, once I get that strap onto the arch of my left foot, my right foot is almost again all the way back towards the edge. My heel is just a few inches away from the edge. And then I'm gonna rotate slightly to the right side. So my feet are rotated slightly to the right, my pelvis, my shoulders all rotated slightly to the right. I have my left hand to the front corner of the box, and then my right hand more towards the center side of the box, and then trying to keep the strap here on your left foot. Your left foot will come off of the carriage. Adjust it if you need to. Okay, from here, I'm gonna bend my right knee slightly. I'm gonna exhale, kick my left leg back, and I'm gonna sweep it back down to the floor. So I'm gonna kick my left leg back, ooh, and down. Exhale, kick, and inhale back. Our right knee stays slightly bent the entire time. My abs are in. Again, they're working to stabilize me. Eyes are looking down to the floor. Kick the left leg back and slightly up, and then bend back in. Exhale and inhale. Okay, let's do 3, 2, and 1. All right, now this time we're gonna pause. Our carriage doesn't move. I'm gonna bend my right knee even more, try to tap the toes down onto the floor. I'm gonna push into my right foot to lift back up. I'm gonna bend my knees, tap the toes, lift back up. Bend the knees, tap the toes, lift back up. It shouldn't be too far down. Inhale, bend, and exhale, press. Again, think scoop into your core. Bend and press. Tap those left toes, push into your right foot to go back up. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. Okay, I think we should know what's next. A combo movement. We kick our left leg back. We come down. Ready? We bend the knee to tap the toes. We push into that right leg. We kick our left leg back. We bring it down. We bend to tap. We extend that right leg. We kick the left leg back. We come back. Bend, extend, push, resist. Ooh. Bend, extend, push, resist. Again, looks are deceiving for this series. Let's do 3. This is 2. Ooh, last one. We have to tap, extend, and then we can come back. Okay, take that right foot onto the floor. Strap comes off of your left foot. We are going to stay on the floor. We're going to face our box. A little figure 4 stretch with the right leg. So right leg outside of your leg goes onto the box. And then I'm just going to bend into that nice figure 4 stretch. Folding forward as much as I can so I can stretch out the outside of my right leg here. Lower body always gets my heart rate up. Okay, we are going to take our leg off. The box slides now closer to the edge of the right side. Again, it's just like right to the edge. We're gonna walk around to the other side. We gotta do a heavy and a light spring first. I'm taking off my medium, and honestly I'm dreading this series right now. Okay, but my left leg is stronger. So left foot goes right on the frame of your, or not on the frame, right on your carriage. Again, I have my toes like an inch or so away from the edge of my carriage. Both hands are gonna go onto the foot bar. My right hand is center, my left hand is off to the side. Okay, my right foot is still on the floor. I'm gonna push into my left foot, and I'm gonna stand up, and I'm just gonna bring my leg behind me, trying to get my shoulders, hips parallel to the floor. Okay, let's bend our left knee, tap those right toes, push into your left leg to come back up. Bend the knees, tap the toes, lift back up. So we're not using our right leg to help lift us up. It's all in the left. It's an inhale to bend and an exhale to push. Getting the shoulders and the hips parallel to the floor again every time we extend our left leg. And eventually those obliques, again, will start to kick in for this series. Okay, I'm gonna do 5, 4, ooh, last one. Okay, now once I come back up, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna keep my right leg behind me. We're gonna push the carriage out with the left leg, think like 2 feet, and then resist in. Push out and resist back in. Again, the arms and the spine doesn't move, it's just the left leg out. And then this is really, we're gonna start to feel that core working. Push, resist, push, resist. Exhale away and inhale back. Keep that right leg long. 5 more. Okay, 2 and 1. Whew, okay, come in, ready? Bend the knee, tap those right toes, extend your left leg, push the carriage out, in for that combo. Bend your knee, tap the toes, extend your leg, push out and in. Bend to tap, extend, push out and in. Keep going. Okay, let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Out, in. Okay, come on in. Again, I'm going to 1 medium spring. For some reason, if you want to do that heavier, you can always go 1 medium and 1 light. Whew. Okay, my obliques are definitely feeling this. Box stays on. We're gonna step up onto the frame of our reformer. I'm keeping my left foot back towards the edge of the carriage, closer to my foot bar. Take the right strap, long loop goes onto the arch of our right foot. Now again, for this series, we are ever so slightly rotated to the box, ever so slightly rotated to the left. Now, without that strap falling off your foot, you might have to adjust it here. We're gonna take our right foot off of the carriage and we're gonna kick it back and we're gonna lower. My left knee is just lightly bent. I'm exhaling to kick my right leg back and I'm inhaling to return the leg back down. Good. Squeeze our booties when we kick back. My legs are shaking here. Okay, we're gonna do 3, 2, and 1. And back. Okay, now this time the carriage does not move. We're keeping that right foot, I gotta adjust my strap. We're keeping the right foot dangling down towards the floor. Okay, ready? We bend our left knee. We extend the leg again. Carriage doesn't move. Bend your left, tap those toes, push and extend. Tap the toes to the floor and extend by bending your left leg and extending your left leg. Tap the toes, push into your foot to come back up. Again, try to keep the carriages still. Inhale and push. Let's do 3, 2. Okay, last one. Now we combo. So let's kick that right leg back. We go down. We bend the left knee. We extend. We kick the right leg back. We come down. We bend the left. We extend. Keep going with that series. You are almost done with this series on the box. And then we get to do a little figure 4 stretch after this. So just think about that. Get to stretch after this. Okay, let's do 3. Make sure we keep tension in the rope the entire time. 2. Last 1. And down and up. Okay, now we can just step on the floor, take that strap off, hang it up onto the peg. Left leg goes on the box. Ooh, figure 4 stretch and fold over as much as you can here. Okay, so let's actually keep this left leg on the box. We're gonna bring it forward and I'm gonna sit on my box completely. So now my right leg is just out to the side like we're in a mermaid stretch. We are going to do a mermaid. I'm just gonna stay on this 1 medium spring. If you are on a heavier spring, you're fine to stay on that. I would just go no heavier than that medium, lighter, a heavy spring. Our left hand is gonna go onto the foot bar. We're gonna push out and we're just gonna go up and over for a nice side body stretch here. This is all we're doing, just to stretch out that right side. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, we come back in. Counter stretch before we do the other side. Right hand just to the side, left arm up and over, and hold. Okay, come back center. We're gonna rotate to the other side. And we have the same thing on the other side here. So right, left, yeah, this is our right hand. Right hand goes onto the foot bar. We're gonna press out, go up and over for that side body stretch. Again, just trying to stretch out that left side as much as possible. Okay, we come back, center, and then we counter stretch here to the other side. Okay, all the way back center. Take your feet off the box. We can take our boxes off and just set them to the sides. Okay, once we get our boxes off, we're gonna go back onto our, actually we're gonna do footwork first. So I'm gonna go heavier today. I'm gonna do all of my heavy springs and a medium spring. It's just gonna be a very quick, simple footwork series. You can go lighter than that, you can go heavier than that. But again, I'm doing 3 heavies and a medium spring. And then we're gonna lie ourselves down onto our reformers. The headrest, as always, can be up or down. That's up to you. We won't be doing any bridges. We're gonna take our heels onto the foot bar, parallel with each other, sits bones distance away, so just about that fist distance away. And then we're finding our neutral spines. Now, today we are going to exhale to push our carriages all the way out. And then we're gonna inhale, resist the springs come back in. So again, I'm exhaling to push and I'm inhaling to bend to come back in. And I'm just maintaining my neutral spine the entire time. Exhale away, inhale, resisting the springs again to come back in. Sacrum just stays nice and heavy. I'm gonna go for 3, 2, okay, now in this last one, I'm gonna hold my carriage all the way out. I'm gonna bend to come halfway in, and I'm gonna push all the way out, halfway in, all the way out. So it's gonna be an inhale halfway, and an exhale to push all the way back out. Again, holding my nice neutral spine the entire time. Halfway in, exhale all the way out. 2 more. And then last one. Okay, now we're coming all the way back in. Arches of our feet go onto the foot bar. They're gonna stay again that same distance away from each other. Same breath. Exhale as we push out. Inhale, resist to come back in. Exhale to push, and inhale back in. Same thing as always, just maintaining our nice neutral spine the entire time. Our feet, our knees are staying parallel with each other. Changing the springs if you need to. Again, I have mine a little heavier just to work my legs a little more today. Let's do 3 more. And then on this last one, we're gonna go halfway in on an inhale, all the way out. Halfway in, all the way out. Halfway in, all the way out. Three, 2, 1, and then all the way back in. Okay, toes, balls of our feet go on. All 10 toes should be on. I'm gonna lift my heels just slightly up to work my quads a little more. I'm gonna keep my heels in the same spot the entire time. Again, exhale to push, evenly weighted throughout all 10 toes. As I bend to come back in, my heels stay with that little lift. Exhale out, inhale back. Again, my heels are staying in the same spot the entire time. Two more. Okay, now on this last one, we're gonna hold our carriages all the way out. Rather than doing our halfway pulses here, we're gonna lower both heels underneath the foot bar, and we're gonna lift both heels up nice and high. We'll lower the heels, and then we'll lift the heels. So we want the backs of the legs into the glutes working, as we lift. It's an active lower and an active lift of the heels as high as you can get up onto your toes. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. That's 10, we're halfway there. We're doing 20 total. Lower, lift, lower, lift. Okay, we have 5 more. Want a nice little burn back there. 2, 1, and bend to come all the way back in. Okay, slide your heels back onto the foot bar, slide them all the way out to the side so we're right into your wide second position. Again, we're exhaling to push our carriages out today in that wide second, and then we're inhaling back in. Exhale to push, inhale back. Things squeeze the glutes as we push out, and then just resisting back in. Three more. 2, and then last one. Okay, halfway pulses, halfway in, all the way out, halfway in, all the way out. For those pulses, we should feel those inner thighs working here now as we pulse. Halfway in, all the way out. Keep your pelvises nice and still. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, bring our carriages all the way back in. We're gonna bring the bottoms of the feet together. We're just gonna let our knees open wide, give our inner thighs a little stretch here. And then the last thing that we're doing, we're going back into feet and straps. So I'm gonna sit up, change my springs quick. I'm just gonna go, I'm staying on the first row, but I'm gonna go 2 heavies and a light spring to make it a little heavier for myself here. So 2 heavies and a light. If you just wanna stick with your 2 heavy springs, you can. Lying back down, and again, headrests up to you if they're up or down. We're gonna do the same series that we started with. So I'm gonna take my long loops onto my feet. My legs are gonna go up just as high as I can hold my neutral spine. Feet are parallel, legs are zipped together. We're exhaling to lower our legs straight down towards our springs, and then we're inhaling to hinge, come back up. I'm exhaling to lower down, and again, I'm inhaling as I hinge at my hips to bring my legs back up. Same thing as before. As the legs go down, the bra lines stay heavy. As the legs go up, the sacrums stay heavy. Exhale, lower, and inhale, hinge. Let's do 3 more. And then last one. All right, now once we come back up, we pause. Heels together, toes are turned apart. Legs are gonna go down to a little lower than a 45. Into our frogs, I'm bending my knees in, and I'm exhaling to push my legs back out. As always, holding that neutral spine, bend, and exhale as we stretch out. Keep those heels together, toes turned apart. Last one. Now when we push away, we hold. We're still in that Pilates stance. We're gonna inhale, open our legs out to the sides of the room, and then on an exhale, we're gonna bring our heels back together. So we inhale to open, and then we exhale again to bring our heels back together. We're trying to stay in the same plane the entire time as we open, and then as we close. Again, it's an inhale out, and an exhale when we zip the legs back. Let's do 2 more. And then last one. Now once we zip the legs together, we're gonna pause. We're going into our Peter Pan, so right leg opens, left knee bends. We push both legs center, left leg opens, right knee bends, and then we push back center. So it's an inhale out And then again, an exhale when we push back to the center. Inhale, open, and exhaling as we press. Trying to keep our pelvis nice and steady the entire series. All right, now once I push back center, I'm gonna pause. Feet are gonna go parallel with each other, and then we're just gonna finish off with circles. So we're gonna lower our legs down towards our springs. We're opening them wide out to the sides of the circle, round and back up. I'm exhaling to lower down, and then I'm inhaling to circle my legs around and back up. Sacrum is just staying heavy, pelvis stays nice, and still the entire time for these circles. Just like how we started, nice big circles, so we can open up our hips and we can give those inner thighs a nice stretch as well. Let's do 3 more in this direction. Last one. And then once we come back up, we'll pause at the top, and then we're gonna reverse. We open our legs wide, press them down around, we zip them together, and then we hinge at our hips to come back up. Feeling those inner thighs, working to zip our legs together. Three more. Okay, last one. Then when we come back up, we're gonna pause at the top, and we can come out of our neutral spine. Now, last stretch, I'm gonna bend my right knee. I'm gonna send my foot down towards the floor. The strap should adjust itself so it's on the front of your foot. And then we're gonna let our left leg open out to the side of the room. If you wanna hang on to both straps, you can. I just want you to stretch out the front of the right leg and then the inside and the back of the left. If you need a deeper stretch, you can always grab the right strap and pull it. I always like to pull just to stretch a little more. Okay, then the left leg goes back up. The right foot now comes up, and then same thing on the left. The left foot goes down to the floor. The strap should adjust itself. Your right leg can open out to the side. Again, if you want to pull on those straps, you can. Just try to surrender as much as you can into that stretch. Front of the left leg this time, inside and back of the right. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, right leg goes up, left leg we push off the floor. We're gonna take our straps off of our feet. We can hang them back up onto the pegs, and then we can sit off to these sides. All right, we are all finished with that workout. As always, I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for joining me today.